Hey friends, Sam Haymart for Test Driven TV. I'm very excited today. We've got the 2015 Kia K900 V8 powered luxury sedan with rear wheel drive. Now, I lay all that out there because a lot of people don't even have the first clue that Kia is building a V8 powered super stretch rear wheel drive sedan. They do. It's right here. And I gotta tell you, ever since the first time I saw it in person at the 2013 LA Auto Show last year, I just really couldn't wait to get behind the wheel and see what it's all about. I'm a sucker for V8 sedans. And you know what? It's really a sad thing because America just won't build them for us anymore, except for a few from Chrysler, Cadillac, Dodge. Ford and Lincoln gave up on that game a long time ago. They just don't want to give them to us. So whenever a company comes out with a new V8 sedan, especially from Korea, well, I just can't wait to get behind the wheel and see what it's all about. So that's what we're going to do today. This cat and us, we're going for a ride. Now, I did just say cat, and the reason for that is because too many journalists have already gone way down that road of making innuendo about the name, you know, K900 and so forth. So I promised everybody behind the camera that I wasn't going to go there, and so I'm not. So this cat and us, we're going for a ride.
Most eyes agree that Kia's new luxury flagship is smartly styled and presents a very professional, sharp, and even fashionable appearance. It's decidedly upscale looking and gets attention wherever it goes. Standout elements are its multiple cluster LED headlamps with 16 individual bulbs that follow your steering at night. Daytime running lights and fog lights are LED, as well as the distinctive rear tail lamps out back. It well fills up the parking space at Nordstrom because its wheelbase is long at 119 inches. That puts it up in the same category as the Lexus LS, BMW 7 Series, and the Audi A8 in terms of size. Where that stretch keeps the K900 in keeping with those top-class cruisers is inside, where the rear seat offers up legroom that's hard to beat. And pushing that envelope further at its price is how it coddles your rear passengers. Our car has the VIP package, offering the power reclining and sliding seats with heat and ventilation. There's power lumbar support and adjustable headrests as well, all through an elegant control panel in the rear center armrest. The driver gets their share of pampering too. Kia's switchgear and design execution doesn't come off pretentious or wannabe at all. In fact, the wood trims, stitched leather, and overall quality are the genuine article through and through. Comfort, of course, is yours and the passengers, with both getting memory settings. A panoramic roof lights up the otherwise dark black leather-lined cabin, and the Lexicon sound system wakes your senses with sublime sound. Using the Uvo infotainment system through either the console-mounted puck or the center stack buttons took me about a week to learn. It's not as intuitive as you might like for simple functions like setting your favorite stations and presets. Once you get the hang of it, the system offers a lot of services, custom abilities for your settings, and navigation directives work pretty well. It's just the learning curve that's a little steep.
This V8 engine is actually very quiet. It's very mature. I mean, that's really a good word for it. You know, you get into some V8 sedans and that engine's like a growler, you know, it wants to, and that's not another K9 reference, by the way, but it wants to just go. This engine is, while it does have pretty good power, it's really a lot more relaxed in its demeanor. It's more about quiet, refined power. And so as you roll through the years, going from stop and go and out on the freeway, and particularly when passing, it delivers power in a nice, smooth, crisp way that fits very well in this price range.
That V8 offers you 420 horsepower delivered through a smooth shifting 8-speed automatic transmission. It has direct fuel injection, which means while it's smooth as silk on the drive, it is just a little noisy at idle. The powertrain and chassis offer up drive modes: Eco, Normal, and Sport. Normal is best. Eco just makes the car feel lethargic, and Sport is almost a little overkill with rev match shifts and a high revving behavior that just doesn't fit this car's personality well.
As you can tell, this car rides very quiet. It's got a nice, very smooth demeanor. In fact, almost a little bit too smooth for my taste. And by that I mean, rolling along down the highway and even here in neighborhood streets, it's got kind of this little bit of a float going on. And it's actually quite interesting because this has a pretty actual firm suspension as it relates to how it reacts to turning, how it reacts to bumps and things like that, but it feels like it's got a really thin layer of a little bit of float on top of that firm suspension, so it's a little bit different. And then the other thing is that I've noticed is the steering doesn't quite feel completely sorted when you hit undulations, irregularities in the road. It sort of pulls and tugs at you a little bit, like they have a little bit more tuning to do.
With those drive mode abilities, you can stiffen up the steering feel, but the Kia K900 seems to be best in its element in laid-back cruiser mode. It delivers its best taking it easy and relaxing on the highway or about town, making it feel more Lincoln or Lexus rather than BMW or Audi. In that realm, its driver assistance aids, which included adaptive cruise control, lane and blind spot minders, and forward collision warnings worked well. Best of all, they could be turned off if you prefer not to have the nanny on your back at all times. The EPA rates the Kia K900 at 15 mpg city and 23 mpg highway with a combined rating of 18 mpg. We actually achieved a bit higher at 19 mpg for the week combined, which didn't take a lot of work to do.
Wrapping it up for the K900, I have to tell you, I do apologize for sort of going there a little bit at the beginning, making fun of the name, even though I really didn't, but I kind of sort of did. But in all seriousness, this is a genuine luxury sedan. It's a credible entry in the class. Now, is it as refined as a Mercedes-Benz, a Lexus, a BMW? Chassis-wise, it's not quite there. As we talked about, the ride's just a little floaty, and it feels a little unsorted sometimes when we get some irregularities in that pavement. The infotainment system, I think, could be just a little bit easier to use, but outside of that, it's got all the feature content and all the specification that you'd want in that class and in that price range. And with Kia's formula of offering more features for the money, chances are, if you're spending $66K on a similarly sized car from Germany, you're not going to get quite the feature content. Chances are those vehicles are going to be a little less equipped. So that's really where this car plays its game. Now, as far as we scored it this week, well, you see how it stacks up. The chassis is the only big area where the score got hurt a little bit. So this week it gets 4 out of 5 stars. I'm Sam Haymar for Test Driven TV. I hope you enjoyed the ride.